This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. Hello, I'm John Cullum and...
Hi, John Cullum.
Hello, Emily Franco.
John Cullum reads to me at night.
Oh, occasionally.
John Cullum does a lot of good things. When John reads to me, and we're doing a blog, this is a post for my blog.
Yes, of course. All right.
Okay.
What are we going to talk about?
I want to talk about Tolstoy. Oi. Tolstoy. Oi.
Oy vey, Tolstoy.
Oy vey, yes. John was reading me Anna Karenina. Now,
Yes.
that's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I know the story. I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
I have actually read it.
Yeah, well, that I hadn't. I hadn't
It was
read it.
so boring. And why was it boring? Well, explain what Tolstoy does. Like, Anna is in the room with her lover or her husband. You pick it.
Well, her husband is the man she leaves for her lover.
Okay, but just explain what Tolstoy does before Anna decides to open her mouth. Or before she stands up.
You mean when
Just
you say?
explain this, how Tolstoy sets the scene up.
Well, he has two or three stories going at the same time. Of course, Anna Karenina is the main story, and it's the story of this beautiful, attractive...
No. You're telling the story of Anna Karenina.
Well, what do
I
you-
want you to tell the story of Oi.
Oi,
Oi
Tolstoy?
is Tolstoy's way of writing is very old-fashioned.
Well, you may think he's no good, but let me tell you something. When I was in college, I took a philosophy course, and Tolstoy became the guy who I fashioned my concept of art on. His description of what is art was the most accurate description of anything I'd ever encountered. And that was back when I was, 19 years old, 20 years old.
But if you wrote like Tolstoy now,
Yes.
Anna is there and the guy is there, and he says she lifted her hand. He
Oh, you mean
describes her
the
lifting her
detail?
hand, yes. Then she turned her head slightly so that her large eyes focused.
Then he also gets into the mind of the characters that he's writing, and he tells the things about the way they feel, the way they what affects them, and what's going on in the
Before
times.
Anna stands up and opens her mouth. And what happens is, I, as a reader, now this may be modern times, I'm sure it is, I can't hold on to the scene. If I'm hearing about how she feels, what her eyes look like, how her hair is combed, what her gown is, and
Well, you've got the other side of him, which is political and philosophical. He goes into great detail about what's going on in the country at the time, and it's very interesting. Let me tell you something. Not long ago, I watched the opening of the Olympics, and they had a retrospective of all these different things, and Tolstoy came up, and Dostoevsky came up, and both of these characters I've read. I just got through finishing Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, and another one of his shows.
the brothers Karamazov.
Yeah, and I'm in the middle of, or almost finished with Anna Karenina, and these guys have shaped the most exciting time in Russian history. They have come down to us, and when I read these people, I'm getting I'm getting a sense of the history as well as the story. And I agree, they put everything but the kitchen sink into their writing.
Oi, we're incompatible.
Well,
I am a writer, and I'm trying to explain oi. And John I just think that he's explaining what the world feels and his love and
No,
respect.
you're the
and
one.
reverence.
You're the one that explains what the world feels. And Emily, you are much more forward thinking than I am. I mean,
No,
after all, you're the one who did an adaptation of King Lear for me, in which you took out all the names of people that you didn't like and the places you didn't.
Don't go into
understand.
that now.
But it was the same kind of thing. You couldn't take any of that. And you know, you've helped to edit some of the stuff I have. I've thrown away more stuff just because you said I don't like this or I don't like that.
So this discussion of Tolstoy is finished.
No.
But what I want to say is,
What, darling?
John,
Yes.
I admire your point of view and you stick to it. And I love your love of history, but Tolstoy bores me.
Oh,
This long explanation, I can't read anymore. Thank you very much, John Cullum, for this wonderful discussion.
okay. This discussion will continue after we've said goodbye to you, and we'll see you next week. This is AI.R. See you next week.